time. You can raise your hand if this is your second time. And another question. Okay, we have one who is second time. So maybe another question that will help. Those of you who it is like second time or third time, if you have not been introduced to the concept of how to raise your Kundalini and then how to put yourself into a bandhan, or how to soak your feet in the water to that allows you to get into the state of meditation. If you're not introduced to raising your Kundalini using hand movements or soaking your feet in the water, can you please raise your hand so that we can go over that before we get started with our footsoak meditation session today?
Oh, hi. I've done everything except for the footsoak.
Okay. So we have how much time before? We have 7 more minutes, I think. So what I'll do at the beginning, I will let explain a little bit about what footsoak is, and then we can start doing together. And Rahul has the slide up, so I will get started with that and then do the introduction at 10 o'clock, just to give folks time to join. Footsoak is a kind of it's like a technique of cleansing our mind and our body before we get into this state of meditation. We use water, salt, and then we light a candle, that is the fire element, and then we know that the air and the ether all are all around us. So we use these 5 elements to kind of cleanse our chakras and channels. You can say it's like the bath for our chakras and channels. Just like we cleanse our physical body, this is the cleansing for the subtle system. What we do is we take a tub, fill it with lukewarm water, put a fistful or 2 fistfuls of salt, and then we have a fresh mug of water to rinse our feet after we're done. And then we put our feet in the water after, kind of praying to the water to kind of cleanse all our chakras and channels. We put our feet and then we kind of do the normal cleansing. It's like a meditation, except our feet are in the water. And what that does is take away any imbalances in our nervous system into the water. And then we flush the water in the toilet so that it's, nobody's accidentally stepping that kind of now bad water, negatively charged water. We just flush it in the toilet, and then we come back and we sit down for meditation. It's almost like we gave our chakras a small little cleanse, and so then our meditation is easier, and it's just easier to get into that state of thoughtlessness which we seek for in meditation. So that's what footsoak is. So if you want to go grab a tub, and you want to make sure that you're not using that tub for anything else after that, because we want all the bad things to go into the tub. We don't want to use it for anything else after that. So whatever tub that you're looking for, if you have it handy, you can fill it with lukewarm water, get a fresh mug of water to rinse your feet after that, and then maybe a towel. It's cold. I don't know which part of the world you are from, but here in the US, it's very cold. So you want to dry your feet, so get a nice clean towel to dry your feet after that. And we can get started. But if you don't have a tub ready because you didn't know about it before, it's okay. You can still follow along, and then you can get ready for next time. Any questions? Any questions on foot soak from anybody?
No.
Perfect. Right. So 4 more minutes before we officially start. So if now that we have a couple of minutes, anything anybody would like to ask before we get started?
Yeah, I would like to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Does it really matter? Like, should we having meditation empty stomach or after breakfast or lunch?
Great question. Great question. You know, it's a really nice way to think about what are the situations, surroundings, circumstances that are conducive to a good meditation. And the food aspect is one of it. And I'm glad you asked this question. So we can meditate at any time during the day. Nothing is preventing us from connecting to our own inner self, because it's right there inside of us, right? And nobody can stop us. So we can get into this state of meditation at any time when we need to just ground ourselves and find the core of our being. At the same time, there are some good times that are very conducive. That means it just makes you go into the state of meditation very easily. And that is early in the morning, before our mind is, it's almost like it's warming up to the day, right? When it's in its warming up time, it's right up kind of quiet. So it's not going to disturb us too much. So early in the morning, as soon as you wake up, is a really good time to meditate. Don't miss that chance. It just makes your meditation easier and more effective. And then another good time to meditate is at the end of the day, when you just want to get rid of everything that we have accumulated during the course of the day, knowingly, unknowingly, intentionally, unintentionally, whatever it is, right? With our interactions with this outside world, whatever just got onto us, it's a nice way to get rid of all of that before we go to bed, so we can just enjoy a good night's sleep. A meditation before bedtime is really conducive to a good sleep. Having said that, during the rest of the day, when it comes to food, it's good to meditate a few hours after you eat. It's okay to meditate on an empty stomach, as long as it's not bothering you, you're not hungry, and you don't feel like you want to get up in the middle of the meditation and eat something. It's always good to meditate couple of hours at the max, maybe at least minimum of 1 hour after you eat the food, because when we eat our food, as soon as the food goes inside the digestive tract, all the organs in our stomach, including liver, get active, because each of them have their own duty to produce different kinds of juices to break down the food. And that process starts automatically, spontaneously. So the liver gets busy, all the organs gets busy to do it. It's their time to start working. And when we meditate, we want the organs to calm down, to relax, and rejuvenate. Right? So if we meditate as soon as we eat our food, we are actually stopping them, trying to stop the work that's going on. And it's not really good for our digestion if we do it right away. So that's why avoid. It's not like something bad is going to happen, but it's just good to avoid as soon as you eat food. I hope. And then while I'm at this topic, I also want to tell you that what we eat affects our physical state. You know that, right? Foods are good for you, some foods are bad, some food are bad for you, and all of that from a physical body. But those foods also have, the food that we eat, any food that we eat, has an effect on our emotional state too, and also has an effect on our nervous system. For example, there are some foods that are so good for the liver that it just cleanses the liver. It's called happy food for the liver, like grapes, like nuts, and white rice and some kind of lentil are really all kinds of fruits and berries are good for the liver. And there are some food that's bad for the liver, like red meat, alcohol. So if you're meditating and trying to calm our liver, and at the same time eating a lot of it, it's not like it's okay once in a while to have that heavy meat. But if that's our staple diet and that's what we are eating every day, then our liver has to work hard to break down that food. And so balancing the food that we eat just helps in our meditation. But not only that, it also has if you keep our food nicely balanced, it also has a positive impact. So that's a long answer to your question, but I just wanted to cover while I'm at it. I hope that was helpful.
Thanks, Funny. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Perfect. All right. So now it's past 10 o'clock, and we will get started with our foot soak and meditation session on this beautiful Sunday morning. My name is Fani Alabala, Fani Sri Lakshmi Alabala, and I've been blessed to encounter this meditation while I was a student. That's one of the best things that happened to me. And I came across this meditation without much effort. Was introduced through a friend of mine. And when I actually understood what it is, it instantaneously, spontaneously, effortlessly cleared up all the small questions and big questions I had about life, purpose, my purpose. And then I clearly remember I had this feeling that it will answer any questions that I will have in the future, because it is the foundation of everything, foundation of our existence. And so I never looked back. And over the course of 2 decades over, I have been enjoying going deeper into my being, enjoying just myself, connection with this outside world, connection with everybody, a deeper, meaningful connection with everybody around me, and more importantly, enjoying and spreading the joy and the bliss that I receive to anybody who is willing to receive it, just like in this session. So that is my experience, and today I'm here to share a little bit of that with you. Can you all see me? I saw something in the chat about my video. My video is on. I'm on 2 devices. My video is on. Is everybody able to see? Anybody not able to see me?
No, we can't see you.
You can't see me.
I can
can't.
see you. I can see
Oh.
you.
I cannot.
Who is the one who cannot see? Just
I
one?
can't see you. I cannot see you. I see
Okay.
the
Rahul,
PowerPoint.
Rahul Bhaiya, anything you can do? Do you want me to turn off my phone, Rahul Bhaiya?
No, it's not that. I think their view mode maybe need to be changed so that they can see you.
Okay.
So maybe they need to change something in their Zoom mode so that they can see you. Viewer mode maybe or the I mean I'm not very much sure which mode they have in their device, but yeah.
Oh, pin my video, but if you pin my video, that will be the only thing you will see. We
Yes.
want you to see the slides also.
Yeah, I did the same. I pinned your video so that I can
Okay.
see you only.
Okay.
For me, there in the participants list, there are two I guess entries for you,
Yep.
Fani, and one of them has video and the other one doesn't. So maybe that's it. If you scroll through your
Yeah. If you scroll through to where you see the video, I think I'm the
Okay,
only one.
I'm on the phone, so I just had to flip over. Now I see you guys.
Oh,
But now I can't
perfect.
see the presentation, so that's okay. I don't want to hold up the meditation, so you can continue. I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, so with that, we will get started with our topic for today. Today, we are going to focus on the void, which is between the second energy center and the fourth energy center, covering the third energy center. It's also called as Bhavasagar, if anybody has heard that name. So the green area in the chakra chart is the void, and it is like, as you see, it is covering all the area around the third energy center. From a physical aspect, every energy center has a physical aspect, an emotional aspect, and a spiritual aspect. Today, we will focus more on the physical aspect and the emotional aspect, which is the qualities. So, on the physical side, the void is responsible for everything, the digestive ecosystem. Along with it, does that in coordination with the second energy center, which is the Swadhisthana, and the third energy center, which is the Nabhi. In coordination with these, with the energy from the plexus that control all the digestive ecosystem, the void is responsible for parts of the liver, small intestine, large intestine, the pancreas, and all other organs that aid in digestion. And if any of these energy centers, it's called a complex ecosystem. And that is why, because the functioning of our digestive system depends on the health of our second energy center, the third energy center, and the void. And that's from a physical aspect, right? From the subtle system also, for the kundalini to rise from the sacrum bone, it has to have this perfect balance of the second energy center, the third energy center, and the void. From an emotional aspect, just like it is a complex ecosystem with our digestive system, even from an emotional standpoint and from a spiritual standpoint, it is a very complex ecosystem, meaning all our attachments to worldly things, all our desires, the strength of our desires affect this ecosystem of the second energy center, the third energy center, and the void. Our desires and the fulfillment and or lack thereof affects how peaceful we are, how satisfied we are with our life. Our attachment to materialistic things, anything materialistic, this everything around us, our material, material focus on the material gains, all of that affects the ability of our attention to move past the physical needs, the material needs, to our spiritual needs. We all have our spiritual needs, and that's why we are here on this Sunday morning. But how much of our energy, how much of our desire, how much of our focus is going to satisfy this spiritual need within us? We all can ask a question: how much of it? Compared to how much of that energy is going to satisfy all other needs, materialistic needs, physical needs, anything other than spiritual needs. How much of that? A large portion of it, right? Because we live in this world, we are influenced by our surroundings, and we consume a lot through our five senses. And for us to overcome the force and pull of all of that, and to stand strong in our path towards our evolution, our spirituality, our purpose, and our connection, needs a lot of that inner force. And it is in this void that we are able to overcome that. So if we are successful in getting our attention move past the void, the rest of the journey will be a much easier one, where we still have journey to move from our heart chakra to letting go of all of our fears, to our Vishuddhi, to accept and witness whatever happens, to our Agnya, to simply forgive, because we seek nothing but peace and oneness with the source that created us, to reach that eternal state of bliss and joy in the Sahasrara. So we still have our journey, but this journey is more spiritual oriented, is stronger in our purpose, and is more fulfilling. Once we allow our attention to cross, to overcome this full pull in the void area. As long as our attention is stuck in the void, either with our desires, our wants, materialistic wants, we're always in this loop of the void, right? We want to go up and then come down because there's a lot of pull. And that's why it's a very important space to focus on. From our spiritual aspect, the void gives us that mastery. So what is this force within us that will allow us to overcome this pull of the materialistic influences upon us? Is our self-mastery. We know everything. We know what it takes. We know where we want to go. We know what our goal is. We know what our purpose is. What is it lacking that takes us back into this complex web of materialistic influences, right? It is a self-mastery. Once we know our purpose, we just need to awaken this principle of mastery, discipline. and that comes from the void. So once the Kundalini comes to the void and we are able to meditate in this space, it awakens and strengthens our self-mastery, our sense of discipline to achieve our goal, to stay focused on our goal, and to negate everything that is against our purpose and our goal, which is our yoga. So we meditate on the void to ask for that self-mastery, to awaken that self-mastery, and to allow it to cross our all other chakras with that self-mastery. And we will listen to a small talk by Srimataji, where she talks about how this void is strengthened by the qualities of our Mooladhara and our Agnya after our footsoak. With that, we will get started with our footsoak. You see the slide up on the screen. I'm hoping by now everybody has their tub filled with water and with 1 or 2 fistfuls of salt and fresh water on the side. We will now open our left hand towards Srimataji. And now, actually, since there is one new person, we will learn how to raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandhan. So this raising of the Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandhan is a physical way of expressing our desire to our own inner energy to come to the top of our head, to take us into the state of meditation. And the way we do it, we move our left hand from the end of our spinal cord to the top of our head. Okay, the left hand is always moving, and the right hand is actually circling around the left heart from inside out, inside out, inside out. And it does, and we do that by moving it from the first energy center to the 7th energy center. And we put it on the first energy center just to give our attention to the first energy center, but the Kundalini actually raises from the 2nd energy center because the sacrum bone is above the first energy center. Okay, so now we move our left hand and right hand circling over. While we are doing these hand movements, our attention is along the spinal cord. Attention on the mother Kundalini that travels along the spinal cord with sincere desire for her to come up through each of our energy centers to the top of our head. And then we tie this energy with the all-pervading energy and tie a knot and bring our hands down. And then we do the second time, the same. Raise the left hand, move the right hand over the left hand at each portion of each of our chakras. Attention is always on the mother Kundalini, on this energy that is raising along our spinal cord. And then we tie 1, 2 knots. It's like a symbolic way of establishing this connection. Tying a knot is like saying, okay, now we are bonded, and in that bond, let's experience this cleansing of our footsoak and meditation. Let's do it 3rd time. It's the same. We do it 3 times, and then we now do 3 knots. 1, 2. We solidify, cement our connection with the all-pervading energy or the source and the power that created us, that is sustaining and nourishing this universe. We can already feel the joy of the connection, the joy of the yoga. Now we will give ourselves a bandhan. This bandhan is a protective shield. When we do this bandhan, moving our hand from the left to the right and right to the left, as you're seeing on the picture or in the video, we are putting ourselves, our physical body, our emotional state, our attention in a protective shield so that we keep ourselves protected from any distractions from outside and also from within. And we do this 7 times, protecting the aura of our energy centers, each of the 7 energy centers. Again, as we do this, we move our attention along the spinal cord, enjoying this flow of vibrations that we are already beginning to feel on our hands. Nicely, if we take time and do this, this already becomes meditation, stabilizing our attention. Now we will bring our hand to the water. All the vibrations that we are feeling on our hands, we will send it to this water and ask the inner energy, which is emitting these vibrations through our physical body, to say, please make this water vibrated and powerful so that it cleanses all our chakras and channels, all the imbalances, any negative energy is absorbed into this water through the nerves in our feet. Please make this water as powerful as the ocean. We'll put both our feet in the water after this prayer. And then we will now clear our left channel and our right channel. And then we will also clear our void today. Okay? If you have a candle in front of you, you can look at the candle. The light element of the candle calms down our Agnya chakra. If not, you can look at Srimataji's red dot on Srimataji's forehead, which acts as a focal point, attracting our attention, stabilizing our attention. Calming down the nerves in our Agnya chakra. Let us now put our right hand towards the Mother Earth, left hand on our lap. Here, we will give away intentionally all the imbalances in our left side into the Mother Earth. Mother Earth, who gives us everything, the source of our existence, is also very generous to accept anything that we give away to her. She's ready to accept anything into her infinite self so we can be balanced, connected. It is we, in our freedom, willing to let go, willing to give up, and having the wisdom on what to give up. Mother Kundalini, please kindly give away all the imbalances in all our nervous system, in the left side of our body, the left sympathetic nervous system, into this Mother Earth through our right hand. As you say this prayer, focus your attention on the couple of strands of Kundalini energy that is already on the top of your head. Hold on to her at the top of your head. While she stabilizes our left sympathetic system, the entire left channel don't think about anything. Give complete control to this loving energy within us. Focus your attention on the fingertips, which act as magnets, absorbing the cleansing, all-pervading energy, Chaitanya, all around us and within us. Focus your energy on the 5 fingertips of the left hand. Like deeply focus. The more we put our attention, pointed, focused attention, all the noise in the head actually settles down by itself. Think of these fingertips as entry point for the positive energy. And the fingertips of the right hand side as the exit of all the imbalances. Focus on the fingertips and let go through the fingertips. Any burden of the past, anything. The memory, the emotion, if it's not a good thing, is not serving us right. It is only taking away our precious energy from the present moment. So let us intentionally give it away to the Mother Earth. Now, let us slowly bring our right hand to our lap. left hand towards the ether. This is the position where we are able to cleanse our right channel, the right sympathetic nervous system. Every nerve that controls our entire right channel, right side. We can cleanse any imbalance in the energy flow. By praying to this energy, which is supreme intelligence, all knowing. And is the most capable to correct any imbalances in the most subtle, loving way, without any discomfort. We pray to this energy, Mother, please clear all the imbalances in our right sympathetic system into the ether element. Just like our loving Mother Earth is able to absorb all the imbalances in our left side, the fatherly aspect of the ether element is eager to suck in any imbalances in our right side. Again, in this position, with this prayer, the entry points to the positive energy is our fingertips of the right hand, the tips of the fingers, and the exit of the negative energy is the tips of the left hand, pointing towards the ether, the sky. All the heat from overthinking, overactivity, anxiety about the future, anxiety about the unknown, any heat that is generated, we want to intentionally let it go into this ether that is eagerly waiting to cleanse us, so we can be balanced and centered. Notice your fingertips on the right hand side, right hand and fingertips of the left hand. And you can bring both of your hands down. Be sure to make observations about how your hands, what are your hands are communicating through the fingertips, center of the palm. Now, we will raise our Kundalini with the right hand After cleansing our left channel and right channel, we want to invite more strands of Kundalini energy to come through our center channel to strengthen our connection. Let's do this with the right hand. Like bring your right hand along the center channel the way you are seeing in the video and leave it to the top of your head. And do this with utmost respect, a strong desire. Always pray as you make these hand movements to express your emotional side to this energy. Mother Kundalini, please cleanse all the chakras in my center channel. Please cleanse all the nerves in my parasympathetic system. Please cleanse the entire autonomous nervous system. Let's be intentional in giving this control completely, without thought, without reaction, without judgment, without any doubt. And pull it up from the top of your head. Hold as if you're holding the energy. Pull it up a few inches above. And see how the temperature between your fingertips changes. It's a very beautiful feeling beyond words to be able to feel the presence of this energy in the center of our fingertips. There's nothing more real than this. Bring your right hand back on your lap. Notice your fingertips. Let us allow this energy to cleanse every nerve in our entire subtle system, giving complete control and just watching with no expectations, because she who is the most benevolent has all the expectations for us. Let us yield to her loving presence. when you're not bound by time. Here is where you sit in this state for as long as you can. So all the cleansing, all the curing, and all progress can be made inside, where all transformation is possible. Where all the knots are untangled, to allow for positivity, peace, and the deep sense of purpose. Thank you, Mother Kundalini. Thank you for your presence, for your grace, for your love and care. Let us now raise our Kundalini, give ourselves a bandhan, and then we will wash our feet. We will do the same thing like we did. Move our left hand over our right hand. Tie one knot. Second time. Third time. Let's give a bandhan 7 times. Left to the right over the head, and then right to the left over the head. And do it slowly, focusing on your fingertips and also the center of the palm. And just know that as we move our hands, it is the same energy we all share. It is the same energy we are moving around ourselves. And that is how we are all connected. That is how we are all in it together. That is how we are part of the whole. We can now slowly rinse our feet. You can put your cup aside. And we will now, in this state of beautiful state of calmness, where we are ready to absorb the joy of the present moment into our being. We will listen to Shri Mataji's talk, where she talks about the void and how the qualities of our Mooladhara, the first energy center, and the quality of our Agnya, the sixth energy center, are connected. And help us in becoming our own master. She talks about 3 steps of becoming, where the first step is effortlessness. The second step is thoughtlessness. The third step is negating everything that is not good for us. In this talk, Srimataji talks about how to become our own guru, to build this sense of discipline. It is important for us to surrender. Surrender to the higher power. If our surrendering to the higher power is not strong, then our discipline won't be either. So it is important to build upon that surrendering to the higher power at the first energy center. Complete surrendering. That is the first step to building this principle of self-discipline. And then at the Agnya, being intentional about negating, it is also important to know